Are they all just secret societies? Or could they be sacred portals to the mysteries of the soul? What truly separates Freemasonry from Rosicrucianism, from the Golden Dawn, the OTO, and the enigmatic path of Thelema? You're about to step through the veils that shroud 5 of the most mysterious spiritual traditions known to humanity. But be warned, what you'll discover here may forever change how you see the line between the real and the symbolic. If you think they're all the same thing, get ready. Because in this video, we'll open the compass of ancient knowledge and draw the precise line that separates each of these mystical schools. We'll explore their hidden origins, their inner philosophies, and the transformative practices they offer. And by the end, you may just hear one of them calling your true name. Imagine a temple, but not one built of stone, a living temple rising from within. That is the true purpose of Freemasonry, to build the human being as a masterpiece. Born in the shadows of medieval cathedrals, among stone, chisel, and compass, its most precious stone is the human consciousness, still being shaped. More than a fraternity, it is a school of the soul, where symbols are the teachers, silence is the lesson, and ritual is the portal. Freemasonry is a symbolic journey with divine architecture. Each degree is like a floor within the inner temple, where the initiate ascends not by external merit, but by internal illumination. The apprentice learns to remain silent. The fellowcraft learns to think. The master learns to be reborn. Its foundation stands on the triad of true transformation: elevated morality, sincere brotherhood, and wisdom encrypted in symbols. Symbols like the square and compass aren't just drawings. They are living keys, speaking directly to the subconscious, awakening ancient archetypes. Though open to seekers of all beliefs, its structure is enrooted in Christian philosophical ideals, where man does not worship a specific god, but honors the great architect of the universe, the supreme intelligence that designs the cosmos with order, geometry, and purpose. Its rituals aren't theatrical. They are maps of awakening, anchoring higher realities in the consciousness of the initiate. Inside the lodge, time stops, and the ordinary man gives way to the builder of the self. Nothing is said plainly in Freemasonry. All is veiled symbolic teaching, because the real secret is not in words, but in the silent living of each symbol. That's why it is called the royal art, because its aim is to forge kings, both of crowns and thrones, but of themselves. In a world that worships speed and surface, Freemasonry stands still like an eternal cathedral of wisdom, waiting for those with eyes to see to draw near its columns and discover that the true temple was never outside. It has always waited to be revealed from within. Picture a rose blooming in the center of your chest, delicate yet untamed, fragrant yet forged silently through the ecstasies and sorrows of existence. The Rosicrucian order is not just a brotherhood. It is a silent call that echoes in the soul of those who know there is something more. More than doctrines, more than appearances, more than time itself. It is the path of the alchemists of consciousness, those who refuse second-hand truths and instead seek to live the mystery from within. It fuses 3 powerful streams: mystical Christianity, where Christ is an inner force of redemption; Hermeticism, where the universe is mind and man is its mirror; spiritual alchemy, where every pain is fire that purifies the soul. The rose symbolizes the blooming heart, the divine spark that, once awakened, never dims. The cross represents the path of conscious surrender, where the ego dies so the higher self may rise. This is the true Rosicrucian sacrifice, not blood, but identity. Its goal is not to master the external world, but to transmute the inner one. Spiritual healing, ancient wisdom, a universal brotherhood beyond nations, religions, or time. In Rosicrucianism, power is not the pursuit, truth is. Study here is not merely intellectual, it is experiential, it is metaphysical. The seeker is not just a reader, he is the lab, the alchemist, and the very substance to be transmuted. He dissolves to be reborn as essence. Some call it legend, others myth or philosophical fiction. But to the initiated, Rosicrucianism is a timeless whisper of spirit, inviting rare hearts to walk through the thorns of ignorance. Imagine a portal, golden, ancient, hidden from common sight. Behind it, symbols, rituals, and secrets of the universal soul. The Golden Dawn was not just an order. It was the spark of the new occult age, a burst of esoteric light in the 19th century that reignited the fire of the ancient mysteries. Where other orders speak of symbols, the Golden Dawn lives them. In every gesture, every mantra, every circle drawn on the fluid consciousness. It is a dance between worlds, between the visible and the invisible, between Tarot and Kabbalah, between Egyptian gods and Hebrew angels, between star and serpent. Heavily structured with deep initiative degrees, the Golden Dawn is not studied, it is crossed. Its path is a magical labyrinth, where the seeker must lose themselves only to realize that the only exit is the awakening of the divine self. It is built upon Hermetic Kabbalah, where the tree of life becomes a ladder of the soul, and every symbol is a doorway to inner cosmos. Astrology is its compass, tarot is its mirror. Ceremonial magic is the living ritual that aligns the worlds. The Egyptian influence is not aesthetic, it is archetypal. The ancient gods here are primal psychic forces, invoked not for worship, but for integration. The Golden Dawn magician doesn't seek to control the world, but to understand the language of the universe. Here the microcosm, the human being, is a living mirror of the macrocosm, the entire universe. Every ritual is a map, every invocation a mirror, every sigil an echo of the soul, trying to remember who it truly is. But be warned, this is not a path for the curious, it is for the committed. Because in the Golden Dawn, those who knock on the gates of the stars must be ready to face their own shadows with ritual courage. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a temple hidden not in the heavens, but in the instincts. A sanctuary where the sacred and the profane meet, not as opposites, but as flames of the same initiatic fire. This is the Ordo Templi Orientis, the Order of the Temple of the East. Originally inspired by the ritual structure of Freemasonry, OTO was reshaped, even shattered by the bold hands of Aleister Crowley, the mage who dared to stare into darkness and find within it a brutally real spark of divinity. Here, initiation is not comfortable. It is visceral. It is a conscious descent into the underworld of the soul, so that at the center of one's shadow, one may discover the raw, wild, and unshakable light of the true self. Its focus, sexual magic as a channel of sacred energy, body alchemy as a gateway to illumination. Its rituals are deep, dense, and often shocking to conventional morality, but liberating to those who understand that divinity does not fear instinct. Reformed through the lens of Thelema, OTO declares without apology, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." To make no mistake, this is not hedonism, it is radical spiritual freedom, where desire must be purified until it becomes true will. In OTO, the body is temple, pleasure is key, ecstasy is alchemy, and each magical act is a challenge to the moral chains that obscure the divinized human being. But those who pass through the portals of this order are never the same, because here, the fire does not warm, it burns, and in what burns, the liberated soul is born. OTO is not for those seeking peace, it is for those seeking wholeness. And wholeness demands the courage to face all that was denied and still say, "I am." Thelema is not merely an order. It is the soul's cry awakening from the abyss of forgetfulness. A sacred code, a living philosophy, a mirror reflecting humanity in its rawest, most divine form. It was born in 1904, when Aleister Crowley, through a series of intense revelations in Egypt, channeled a book called Liber al Velwegis, the Book of the Law. And within it, a single line pierced the centuries like a thunderbolt. "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." But beware, Thelema is not about blind will or unrestrained ego. It is the call to discover one's true will, the unique, unshakable spark at the core of who you were born to be. To live that will is the highest magical act. It is to align thought, word, and action with the flow of the universe. It is no longer to obey, but to command oneself. In Thelema, the magician does not beg. He recognizes himself as an active part of the cosmos. And through practical magic, ritual, symbol, and consciousness, he reshapes reality, not to please the gods, but to honor his divine destiny. Thelema is not comfort. It is responsibility. It is freedom weighed in gold. Because to be truly free, you must know who you are, without fear, masks, or conditioning. Love is the law. Love under will. That is the formula's completion. Love, not as emotion, but as the cohesive force of the universe, ruled by the awareness of true will. In Thelema, each being is a star, each journey unique, and the map lies within. It is a path for those who are done living by outer commands, and now choose to build the inner temple of their own divinity. Thelema does not promise salvation. It offers awakening. And those who awaken never again sleep in the comfort of illusion. Understand this. Each of these traditions is a sacred key, forged in different times through different mysteries. But not every key opens every door, and not every soul is ready to cross certain thresholds. Some illuminate through the fire of tradition, others through the lightning of revelation. The important thing is to know which flame resonates with your essence. Now you know. Not everything that is secret is the same, and not everything hidden is evil. True initiation doesn't lie in garments, rituals, or encrypted words. It lies in the courage to look within and the faith to look above. Which of these paths speaks to your spirit? Let us know in the comments. Share this with those seeking light on the path. And remember, the initiatic truth only reveals itself to those who dare to seek it. See you in the next stage of the journey.